どうも皆さんこんにちは、ニューヨークでゴルフプロをしている宮崎です。今回はですね、ここスイングひもんやのですね2階にございます、サーフゴルファーズの方でですね特別ゲストを、お呼びして、今回の、動画を撮らせていただいております。はい、じゃあこちらアメリカテキサス州から来ていただいた Mach3 スピードトレーニングの創立者マイク先生とジェフ先生になります。あと僕の弟子のよしこです。はい。
弟子のよしこです。
はい、というわけですね、ちょっと今回ですね、午前中こちらでMach3とは何ぞやっていう取材をアルバ様にやっていただいたんですけども、今回はこちらの動画の方ではですね、いろんな話を、なんで僕と、相方の渡辺がこのプログラムを日本に持ってくるかとかって、そういうなんかちょっと裏話的なのもちょっと交えてお話しさせていただけたらなというふうに思います。Okay, so Mike and Jeff, so can you briefly introduce us, what is a Mach3?
Yes, Mach3 is a program to increase club head speed and ball speed, and also it's a very comprehensive workout program to train you for the entire game. So our program is based on a concept called speed out in front, and that makes gaining speed very easy. Anyone can do it, any age, any level of golfer, male or female. And once you have that speed, you can then get in better and better shape to lay the groundwork for even more speed in the future.
Do you want to add some comments?
Mike does a great job of that, but the only thing I would say to add to that is without worry of injury. Like that is very, very, when we were talking about it and to move forward out into a marketable product, that was one of the key elements, is that we want something that will be injury-free and have very likelihood of getting hurt.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I have a question. So you guys are golf coach or fitness guys?
We come at it more from the realm of fitness. We don't actually teach the swing at all, so we are not swing instructors. It does so happen that our tools in the course of speed training and conditioning will improve the biomechanics of the swing, because what we're doing is we're adding speed by efficiency, and efficiency is one of the main components of a great swing.
Yeah, I always get impressed when I look at your students golfing, even though like a beginner, kids, or well, let's say like over 50 years old, male and female, they just swing super smooth, but still powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even, the first time I saw that, I was like, how did you guys doing this, you know? Yeah.
Well, that happens because we are gaining speed by efficiency. So you can translate that as a lack of wasted motion.
Yeah.
So when you're watching somebody swing with a lack of wasted motion, everything does look smooth and everything does look very athletic and everything is traveling on a direct path, and you're not seeing movements that aren't necessary.
Yeah, for us, there's a huge difference between swinging harder and swinging faster.
Right. So I just came up with a question that the youngest kid to oldest, male or female, what's going to be the range for you guys train at your facility in Texas?
The normal range, I would say, would be 10 years old to 90 years old.
Yeah.
90?
Yeah.
90 years old person can swing the golf club?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really?
So
90?
Yeah, the normal range, that would be 10 to 90. Now, we actually have had kids even as young as 3 years old.
3歳
6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. However, with the kids, the little kids, they're not going to make linear gains in speed, so that's not what you're worrying about. We call those workouts run, jump, and scream. You know, they're running races. We let them build their own obstacle courses. They love to time each other. They love to measure how high they can jump, how far they can jump. And so it's a different kind of thing. Once they become, I'm going to say 10 to 11 years old, they can make linear speed gains, and so we will keep track of them at that point.
I see. So there's like a certain...
Yeah, below 10 years old, you just want them to have fun.
Right.
And to associate that golf is fun.
Yeah.
Because if you're measuring their speed, they do love that, but their numbers will be all over the place.
Right.
But once they're more physically mature, then they can make straight line gains.
Yeah, the oldest guy that we train in our gym is Dr. Baden. He's 87 years old, and he can still play to a single digit.
What?
Single
digit?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's really impressive. I never thought that good.
And we have a 14-year-old that we've been training for 2 years that's over 170 ball speed.
Wait, boy or girl?
No, it's boy.
Oh, okay.
Boy. But he weighs, how much do you weigh?
I weigh like in kilo, I'm like 70 kilos, so times almost 2, right? In pounds.
Yeah, you weigh more than he does.
You weigh 154.
Yeah.
He weighs 132.
Dang. Is he tall?
He is.
Okay.
He's almost as tall as me, so he's like 5'11".
5'11" and
14. 175 is his top.
If he bulked up, what's gonna happen? Does he gonna be like Bryson?
No, I don't think he really needs to really put anything more on. He just needs to keep doing his training. He is also a track star, so he has fast twitch muscles.
Yeah.
So he's very good at the 100, the 200, but he's gonna be something to watch for.
Gotcha. Wow, very impressive. Actually, 僕たちさっきお昼ご飯食べたんですけど、その時に彼らの教えてる What is Sarah? The average
303 yards.
彼らの教えてるプログラムの、初期メンバーっていうかでかつトップのプレイヤーなんですけど、アメリカのツアーで初めて女性で平均で300ヤード超えたっていうでしかもあんま練習しないっていう子がいるんですよね。だからもう本当に飛ばしと方向性を両立させてるっていう恐ろしいところなんですけど、ね、しかもちょっと立ってよしこ。はい、よしこよりもちょっとだけ背高いぐらいなんですよね。よしこ何センチなの
？157です。
157でしょ ?So, 160 centimeter, I guess. So, それで300ポンポンポンポン女の子で飛ばしたらびっくりするわ。
フェアウェイキープ率 70% です。73%。
73%. Yeah,
すごすぎる。
regulation. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, very impressive. なので、そういうですね、可能性をすごい秘めている。秘めてるっていうか、もう全米でそれが起こっちゃってるんで、彼らのプログラムを実践してる人たちで。なので、それを日本に持ち込めたので、日本には可能性しかないというふうに思っております。So, Mike and Jeff, I have a question. So, you guys were trainer, right? Or fitness industry people. So, and I'm also a certified personal trainer. So, and when it was the reason why I went to the United States for study for getting my master's degree was actually try to be a trainer because it was like 2010-ish. At the time, Japanese golf professionals, the tour professionals hit shortest in the world. The driving distance was way short comparing to you guys.
Right.
So I wanted to figure out why. So I decided to go to the United States and study. And at the time, I became a personal trainer, and I learned more like a strength and conditioning stuff. and so I did a lot of lifting weights, hitting a lot of tires with the sledgehammers. So I did a lot of things which gained strength and power, and it did work, but it didn't work that great. And now Japanese golfers are start getting interested in doing workouts, workout, lifting weights again. So your program is totally different from, not totally, but it's different from like a traditional. Workouts. So how did you came up those kind of thoughts, and what is actually different from those traditional workouts?
I would say the main difference in our way of speed training, again, is that we're trying to be more efficient. And the only way that that can happen is if you're using patterns that are relevant to the swing. What you're describing, weight training and power training, that is part of the foundation for sure. But here's the interesting part. This is why we succeed. Because the first thing that we're doing is we're showing the golfer speed that they already have within them. And we're just showing them how to bring that out. And everybody has that. Most golfers, even in the United States, going back some years, everybody was taught from the standpoint of rhythm and tempo, which is fine. But what that means is that everybody has speed that they've never explored, they've never reached for it, they haven't known how to find it. And we're even told, don't do that. Don't try to gain speed because you're going to hit the ball crooked or you're going to get hurt. So what we've shown is that everybody has more speed. When you show them how to find it, they'll bring it out, and that's very quick. We're talking within the first session, people should bring out anywhere from 4 to 8, let's call it 2 to 8 miles an hour of clubhead speed and ball speed. Now, once you've got that, it's yours forever because you're just operating on a concept, learning how to do that, and so it should always be there. Now, beyond that, you can physically train to get stronger and more powerful, and therefore add more speed and distance in the future. But the key is, what patterns are you using? So whereas traditional weight training, let's say squat, deadlift, bench press, those kind of things, those are not in the basic golf rotational pattern. So those are basic strength and power moves, but on top of that, you have to add the right patterns. And so all of our tools are in the relevant basic pattern of a swing.
Anything you want to add to that?
Nope, that is Mike's wheelhouse. He's 30-year fitness professional.
It's interesting. So we became good friends with Justin James, who won the World Long Drive in 2017 and has come in second a couple of times. And he was talking to us one day and he said, here's what you have as an athlete: run, jump, throw, and swing. Those are the basic things that an athlete does. Your swing will last the longest. So as you get older, one day you may not be able to run, or certainly not run as fast. You may not be able to jump or jump as high. You may not be able to throw as well or as powerfully, but your swing, that pattern will last. And so that's one reason why we've had so much success with senior golfers. One, because they've never explored their speed, but then two, the swing lasts the longest. That's why even when you can't maybe play basketball or baseball or football or rugby anymore, you can still play golf because you still can hold on to the swing.
Actually, I just came up with a question again, though. So you said you doing successfully with older people, because isn't it like, first of all, does older people can swing fast without injury? Is that true?
So the reason that senior golfers are the highest performing in terms of how
Highest,
much
you said?
the highest, yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Isn't it like a young kid?
In terms of how much they gain.
Percentage of gains.
Yeah, they actually are a little bit better. So the broad average over the last 5 years for us is 11 miles an hour of added clubhead speed. The seniors actually are about 12 and a half.
Oh,
But the reason why, again, is because they've never been told that they can go ahead and do it, and they've never tried to find it. You know, they play by rhythm and tempo. They play by put it in the fairway. So if you look at all the numbers, the data of the last 20 years with ShotLink and all the ways of collecting information, it's very clear that distance is a huge advantage.
Right.
And on the Pro Tour, it's more of an advantage than accuracy, right? So there's no denying it. I mean, you can try to deny that, but the numbers are all there.
Right.
And so why shouldn't seniors who've never explored their speed, why shouldn't they be able to find another 20 yards? Because it's in there. And all you got to do is show them how to safely find it. And they will make even slightly better gains than anyone.
Interesting. And also, don't they gonna lose accuracy? Isn't it like hitting far in the accuracy of the shots is like a trade-off?
It not for mere mortals, okay? If you go all the way up to the highest level world long drive guys who are hitting it over 400 yards. So yes, if you project the line of the shot out over 400, 425, 450 yards, yeah, eventually they'll be off the grid.
Yeah.
But for any normal golfer, no, because when you're adding speed by efficiency, efficiency is also the main component of accuracy. Remember, it's a lack of wasted motion, right? And so most golfers, by adding speed, will actually hit the ball straighter because speed equals efficiency, efficiency equals speed.
Right.
So it's very rare that I can only think of 2 instances in the last 5 years where a high-level golfer came back and said, you know, I'm a little bit, you know, off center now. That's out of, say, 8,000 golfers. So 2 out of 8,000 is a pretty good ratio.
Yeah, what we confidently tell everybody is you will be no more crooked than you are today. But more than likely, you're going to hit it straighter and further.
Most people do hit it straighter.
Yeah.
Right.
Any sports motion, when you speed it up, becomes more efficient. You could pick any sport and any motion in that sport.
Right. Actually, Mr. Tommy over there, now he hits furthest in his life and also more accurate.
And more accurate.
Yeah. こちらの動画を撮っていただいているおとみはんなんですが、いつも出てくるんですが、おとみはんね、飛距離これやっていただいているんですが、プログラムに参加していただいてなんですけど、僕の上がってきた飛距離を軽々と超えていき、かつ曲がんなくなってきたっていうので、まあ結構な頻度でね LINE で送られてくるもんね飛ぶようになったやでっていうのと曲がらなくなってるけどなんでっていうのが結構来てるんですけど、今の彼らの話からするとやっぱり効率をとにかく良くしてるっていうのが結構ミソなのと、動きのパターンを作ってるっていうのが結構なんだろうキーになるのかなっていうふうに思っていて、まあ効率よく早く振るっていうのもボールに初速出すっていうのもちゃんとバチコンって綺麗に当たってる状態の方が絶対スピード上がるんですよね。ちょっとでもフェースが大きく開きすぎてたり閉じすぎてたらボールスピード落ちちゃったりだとか真ん中に当たらなくなったりっていう風にするとボールの初速落ちちゃうんですよね。落ちたら効率的ではないのでやっぱり飛ばないし曲がるよっていうことになるんですけど、まあ、そこら辺もちゃんとカバーできているのでまあ本当結果に出てるなってオートミハンがニコニコしてますね。はい。ということで、ちなみによしこも、
はい、
やってるんですが、まあね、今ゴルフ ギアーズでここでサーフゴルファーズでレッスンさせていただきながらいろいろ研修とかやってるんですけど、だって僕が夏教えてた時から2ヶ月経ったけど、やってどうなったの？
しっかり振って230ヤードだったのが、そこからしっかり振らなくても235とか40とか飛ぶようになりました。
で、曲がるの？曲がんないの？
曲がらないです。
曲がんないんだよね。
本当に曲がんないです。
不
思議なこと。
そうね。いや、
はい、
結構君散らかってたからね。そう。いや、すごいのね、本当に。そうね。僕も怪我がこんなに長引くと思わなかったので、またやんなきゃっていう感じなんですけど。はい。So we got a question from Tommy. So now he's at the second round of the program. So now he recently finished his 10th session, and he was trying to figure out right timing or frequency of the session or the workout. The first 3-4 sessions, he immediately goes up, right? The number goes up. And then there was a plateau. And then after several times, then it jumped up again, right? And
that's all very common.
Yeah. How can people, is there any right frequency to do the work, the training training program, or to beat the plateau? Plateau. So, or is it just like a physiology response thingy, or?
Yeah. So we looked at all of our numbers after the first year to correlate the frequency with the gains. And 3 times a week is the sweet spot.
Oh.
So what we saw was 2 times was better than 1, 3 times was better than 2, but 4 times was not better than 3.
It wasn't worse, it just wasn't any better.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's always been the same since then, every year that we look at it. So 3 times a week is the sweet spot. Now, nobody will go up forever. Everybody will eventually level off. Some people do that in 2 weeks, and some do it in 2 months, and some do it in 6 months, whatever. But there are other things besides the top speed that you can look at as a victory. So if you look at the whole spectrum, top club head speed, top ball speed, average club head speed, average ball speed, consistency of speed. So once you've leveled off, the goal is, can you do 5 or 10 balls in a row there that are near that point?
Right.
And even control of speed. So we'll have people, let's say that somebody's top speed is 100. So we'll say, give me exactly 70, exactly 73, exactly 76, and go up by 3s. And good players can come within 1 mile an hour.
Yes.
And when you use that technique in a workout, a lot of times when they get to the end, they can jump 1 or 2 miles an hour over
their top,
their record, because what they're teaching themselves is how much of me does it take to do this and then this and then this, and they get a feel for it. So all of those things are a win. And eventually it's not just your top speed, it's how good are you at producing it over and over again? Can you keep your average up, and can you exhibit really good control of speed?
Yeah, so the other thing that I'll add into that is, after you've been doing your 3 times a week workout, so normally we measure at least 10, if not 15 balls. So when your 6 through 10 or 11 through 15th ball at the end of the workout is your fastest set of balls, then you will see a difference on the golf course. You'll see hole 13 through 18, you're peaking, instead of often holes 13 through 18, people are kind of crashing and not hitting it as good or as far. But
the other thing, TK, is rule number 1 of speed training is don't mix your goals. So if really what you want is speed and distance, you have to focus on that pretty much to the exclusion of other things until you get what you want. Then you can start adding other things in, but when you do that, you probably won't continue to make the same rate of speed gains. So the reason why Bryson became the longest hitter on the tour, and we don't know anything about his workout, but the reason he became that is he's the one that said he would do it. He's the one that said, I want to be the longest hitter on the tour. And he relentlessly went after that until he was. Same on the Champions Tour with Patrick Harrington, right? He was never exceptionally long, but now he is the longest one out there because he decided to do it. And so each golfer, each student, they have to say to themselves, this is what I want, and I'm going to go for it until I get it. And then I'll worry about other things.
Right.
So the other message we want to put out there is it's like Mike said earlier, you will have your gains from your initial speed check forever. But let's say, take Tommy for example, and he's on his 10th workout and he decides to do 10 more and he gets his speed. Like, I'm really happy where this is. I'm good. And if he quits training, we have seen people back off and back down to their original jump. Yeah, so it's basically the way you train for the game moving forward.
Yeah, it really makes sense.